Hello there, my name is Ben Wade and I'd like to welcome you to this installment of Bionic You, the series dedicated to lighting the path to your full potential. In this video, we're going to start you down the path by showing you a little bit about how websites work. We'll get started on that right after this. In this video, we're going to cover the basic idea of how websites work. In the next few videos after this, you'll learn how to set up everything we go over in this video. So what is a website anyways? We look at them all the time, but what are they? A website is just a collection of documents that you can access through the internet. To see a website, people use a program called a browser. A browser is just a program on a computer that people use to look at information online. The most popular browsers are Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, and Opera. A browser's job is to take a bunch of code that looks like this and make it look like this. But where do websites come from? How does your browser get the information for them? Websites are just files of information that are stored on computers called servers. The server's job is to store those information files and send them whenever they are requested. When you tell your browser to look at a website, it sends a request to the server where that website is stored via the internet. The server responds by sending the information for that page back to your browser, which displays it so you can see it. To coordinate all of this, any device that connects to the internet is given a unique address called an IP address. IP addresses usually look something like this: 66.102.14.255. For most people, trying to remember an IP address isn't very easy. So to help with this, names that are easier to remember are used to substitute for the IP addresses. That way, instead of trying to remember this, 66.102.14.255, all you have to remember is this: Google.com. These easier to remember names are called domain names. Domain names are set up with companies called registrars. The registrar's job is very simple. When a request is sent out for a domain name, the registrar directs that request to the address of the server where their website is actually stored. Now that the address is known, the page information is requested and the server sends the information back to the browser so it can display it. In order for a website to function, it has to have a server where it can be stored. A server can be anything from a person's computer at their house to a massive collection of storage computers. Smaller websites don't need a lot of space, and several hundred or even thousands of sites can be stored on a single server. On the other hand, huge websites that get a lot of traffic may need lots of servers working together to keep up. As of the time that this video is being made, it's estimated that Google needs more than 2 million servers all working together to provide all the information requested from their site. Most people setting up a new website will start by renting some space on a server. This space is called a hosting account, and it's probably the cheapest rent you will ever pay in your life. In the video covering hosting setup, you'll have more information about the best services to use for your hosting. Once a person has set up a domain for their site and a hosting account to host their website, now it's time for them to actually create the website itself. And remember, websites themselves are just information you can access online. They can either be extremely simple like this website, purple.com, which only has this amount of code that runs it, or they can be massively complex with millions of servers contributing to them, like Google or Facebook. To help people build sites easily, most people use software called contact management systems. Contact management systems are nice because they allow people to build a website without actually having to build all the code by hand. In the videos of the Bionic You library, you're going to learn how to build a website using a contact management system that makes creating a site as easy as writing emails or using Facebook. So now that you have the basics, let's walk through it step by step. Here you have a person on their computer using their browser to look at websites. Let's say they're wanting to go to google.com. So they type google.com into their browser. The registrar where google.com is registered sends the request to the correct IP address for the servers where Google is stored. The server sends the information back to the browser on the person's computer. This all happens within milliseconds, and the end result is that the page information shows up in the person's browser for them to see. So, in order for you to set up a website, you mainly need 3 things. Item number 1, you need to set up your domain name with a registrar and then make sure the registrar knows which server your website is stored on. Item number 2, You need to set up a hosting account so that your website will have a place to live, and then make sure that server's information is set up with your domain registrar. Item number 3, you need to build the website itself. Now, this may sound daunting to you since this is the first time you've done any of this, but don't worry. Here's the best part. In the videos coming up, you will be learning how to do all of this with step-by-step videos just like this one. So, to wrap things up, in this video, you learned the basics of what websites are and how they work. Now, if you're watching this video in the WhoIsBenWehde.com members area, look on the page below the video you're watching right now. As often as possible, you will find links to additional information that will help you expand on what you just learned.
And remember, if you thought this information was helpful, be sure to click that like button or favorite button so other people can find it too. And click that subscribe button so you'll never miss out whenever a new video comes out. However, the real gold mine is the members area of WhoIsBenWehde.com. That's where you'll find tons of videos like this one laid out step by step and organized so everything's easy to find. Thank you so much for watching.